I've known Madeline Walker Davies since her infancy. Her mom is my best friend. And we were very excited to provide for her a Pehlke scholarship. And then as she was approaching her last semester at Chapman University in California, we were also able to recommend her for the ELF loan. So at some point in her life, we'll have to introduce her to the P.E.O. sisterhood in California, because it seems like that's where she's going to stay. She wrapped up her degree, and more importantly, this large project, which was her thesis, a movie, which I'd like to show to everybody at some point. I'll have the link. We'll get the link so that everybody could watch it if they would like to. And she matriculated in August, and she is now out seeking her fortune in production, which is, Tierney probably knows, not easy to do. You are out doing a lot of hunting and pecking and finding, and it's a day job. So Mads is working hard, and we'll let her tell you what that path looks like.
Thank you, Linda. Love you. Yes, it is such an honor to be here. Hi, everyone. My name, as has been said, Madeline, or most people call me Maddie, so either one. But yes, like she said, I recently graduated from Chapman University, where I received my Bachelor of Fine Arts in Film Production, and I emphasized in directing while there, but am currently mainly working as a production assistant in the film industry in Los Angeles. So I moved here about a month ago, I would say, about a month ago, officially moved into an apartment here. And it's been lovely. It's a beautiful city, so much to do, so wonderful. And yeah, so what I've been doing since my graduation is I've still been working on my senior thesis project. So we are currently working on the music composition for that. We're going to go back in and do a little more coloring. So that is still a work in progress, but I would so love to share that link with all of you because it is primarily a tribute to my mom. She is my best friend. I know that everybody says that, but truly she's so wonderful and so inspiring. And it is all about the mother-daughter relationship and how, you know, teenagers can see their moms as this like villain and, you know, who you eventually come to love and appreciate once you actually realize how much they love you. But that's told through sort of this science fiction time loop short story. So that's a lot of fun. So I'd love to share that with y'all. But since then, I have mainly been a production assistant, which essentially means that I'm kind of the lackey getting coffee and running errands and organizing hangers, you know, whatever they need done, I'm the person who does it. So I've worked on 2 television shows. I'm primarily working in television as of right now. And the first is called The Shop. And it is a talk show host that features about 6 or 7 different celebrities who all come together at a barber shop, and it happens across the country. It's with LeBron James as the primary host of the show. So that was a really fun experience. The episode that I was on featured David Beckham and James Corden, among other celebrities. So it was a lot of fun to kind of see how that is put together and how a director and the backstage crew kind of comes together to shape that sort of talking experience and keep people on point and you know, keep the conversation going between them. So that was really fascinating. And then most recently, we just finished a show called Gaslit, which was at the Universal Studios lot, which was so much fun. Just firstly being on the Universal lot and seeing all these sound stages and the setting of the show, The Good Place, and just kind of golf carting around and seeing all of these amazing productions happening. And Gaslit is a modern take on Watergate, and it features Julia Roberts and Sean Penn, Betty Gilpin. So that was also just a really incredible experience working there. So I've mainly been working as a set production assistant, which is a lot of paperwork and a lot of running around, but I've also been working in the costume department, which is a fascinating field in itself. So that's me. That is my update since I last spoke to y'all.
I have a question for you. I'm wondering who introduced you to who for you to start out your career in LA?
Absolutely. So right after I graduated high school, I was still living in Memphis, Tennessee, which is where I grew up. And the CMT is a I guess mainly Southern channel, but CMT had a show that was filming in Memphis. So that whole summer, I was able to work as a PA or a production assistant, we call it a PA, in the costume department of that show. And it was this 1950s show with Elvis and Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis, and kind of how they all came together. And the majority of the people that I worked with on that show were actually from Los Angeles. So for the productions I've been working on now, I've mainly been connected to those through my costume supervisor who I worked with then.
Okay, because you have to have an entry. Someone has to help you get started and introduce you to this person and that person and so forth.
Absolutely, absolutely. The film industry is all connections. It is all networking.
It is absolutely right. Both of my kids are in LA working in film and in television. And so I know that you have to have someone helping you get started. Somebody did. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you. No, it's great. And it's fun working on these productions and starting to make even more connections and getting offers through that for future jobs. It's quite amazing.
Good. Anyone else have any questions?
I actually have a question. So I also work in TV, as Linda said a little bit. Very different. I'm not in narrative television. I do news television, but I'll talk about it later. But my question is, do you want to stay in like narrative television, or like what is your end goal of what you want to work in? Like, do you want to do film, or what are you thinking?
Yes, I do. I definitely want to stay in fiction narrative side of production. I think my end goal is to be a director. I would love to direct, but I also really love story and creative development. So I love working with writers and directors and helping them develop their ideas into the structured show or the structured feature, however they'd like to go about it. But I think originally I was very much into feature films. I was like, I'm going to be a feature film director. That is my goal. That's what I want to do. But recently I find that television is definitely something I love, because you have so much room to expand on the characters and the different storylines and the different themes that you want to explore. So I think television is probably where I'll end up going for writing development.
Very cool.
Thank you. I can't wait to hear more about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you, Madeline.
Wow, thank you all. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much.